Alright, so we're here trying out Eric's grip. Okay, so first thing that he mentions is your stance. So on the stance, not holding the gun at all, just having it loose in your hands. On the stance, the first thing you don't want to do is to stay back. Okay. See how it rocks me? So stay neutral. Rocks a little bit less. And to just shift the weight slightly forward. I'm going to rock. Okay, so shifting the weight slightly forward, legs straight. Next part is to push into the gun with the shoulder. So here we're not pushing at all. With the way forward. The gun kicks. Now we're just going to push from the shoulders. The gun moves a little bit less. Obviously, there's still work to do, but yeah, it's very, very much easier to control. You can probably see that on the gun. I can't see it on the video, but just weight slightly forward, arms not bent, arms forward like this, slightly tilting the weight forward, arms straight, and pushing with the right shoulder. Left hand just keeps it in place. That I did not do what I was supposed to do there. I started leaning back. So let's see what happened there. But you don't want to tilt back. You want to stay neutral. Tilt the weight slightly forward. My feet are slightly leaving the ground. Slightly leaving the ground. And when it comes to gripping, as high as possible. You got it. Over here, as high as possible. And we're going to crush these fingers in the palm of the hand against this wall that is created by my hand over here. And we're not pushing with the hand itself, moving the weight forward, shoulders down, and we're pushing this gun forward. Okay. I think I ended up pushing a little bit too far forward. You can see on the video how unnatural it is for me to do this. My body is just moving all over the place because I'm not engaging my core. So we're going to engage the core now as well. Everything here engaged. And keep the core engaged. Keep the feet forward. And the weight of the body moving forward. So here. We're gonna don't like the way the dot is behaving. It's very hard for me to tell if something is going to hit the A zone or not. So that was not a good run. All right, so I noticed my hand here, this hand here, the wrists are just moving all over the place. Obviously, it's much easier to keep the wrists engaged if you're shooting this way, you know. So if you were to watch like JJ Rakaza shooting, yeah, you know, this is an exaggeration, but he shoots closer to his face. He shoots a little bit closer to his face, like this. Billy Barton has an explanation in one of his videos on, you know, why this makes sense as something that's easier to lock the wrist. It is. It's just I can't apply any force with my left hand, so that's why I'm shooting without applying any force with my support hand. So I'm gonna try now to just keep this thumb rest over here, so my thumb doesn't keep like trying to keep, you know, sliding anywhere. I'm just gonna try to keep this hand completely in place, motionless, and we're gonna try with the hand down and with it up and see what we get. Again, we're trying to learn something new, so we're gonna go through all of the steps every time. Wait, not like this, not gonna do this, okay? Gonna stand still. You're going to push palm of the hand over here. And then you're going to keep this arm here from this hand moving even more far forward. Okay, that looked much better. The dot is much better. There's no firing intention still because I'm not holding the gun here, but the dot's moving very, very little. This is the best run we've had this far. Let's see what we can do here again. Steps forward, shift, push with the shoulder, not the gun. Well, that's very good. That's surprisingly good for what I was seeing before right in front of my eyes. Okay, one thing you probably can't tell very much is what kind of ammo I'm using, but I'm using very hot ammo. Right now this is plugged in at like 157, 156 power factor, something like that. And my match ammo is now a little bit better than it was before. It's 127 to 129 power factor. So I like to practice with something a little bit hotter. It just gives me the assurance that, you know, if I can manage to control this thing here very well, then controlling my match ammo is going to be significantly easier. So back to the steps. First thing, cut the gun high, full stance, weight shifted slightly forward, feet are elevated off the ground on the heels. Gun is straight, and I am, as the weight is here, this is essentially what my shoulder here is doing. See that? This is what the shoulder is doing, but there's something that stops it from doing that. And that's this hand over here. Gripping high, pretty much centered here with my arm. Here we go. That was very good. That was, you know, a group about this big. Sure, I'm shooting at 7 yards, but I'm not using any fucking left arm. My left arm is not being used at all. So this makes me quite happy. All right, so we go for the last run. I noticed that my wrist is still moving, and I'm gonna focus on, yes, continue to push here, but I also want to push with the entirety of my hand, basically this way, not just this way, because the gun is tilting forward a little, is tilting back a little bit, and I just want the gun to move basically this way. No, that's not the goal. Stop getting caught up in all this shit. Just fucking watch it. Pretty decent. Weight was on the right spot. Let me just show you something on the targets for you to have an idea of what we're dealing with. But when we started doing a push-pull, and we got here our first target. You can see the hits are literally all over the place. You know, aiming right here, that, you know, the gun is just moving towards this side. It's because of this finger was, you know, on the trigger guard, it was moving it. Now here we got significantly better. We also shot a little bit more. These shots here were all of those instances in which you end up pushing a little bit more, or instances in which instead of, you know, pushing it and holding, you forget to push with this. You forget to push it. You're just thinking about the trigger finger or something like that. So there's more things to think about. But this is the other one that we have. Group is much more controlled. This is the best that I've been able to do on a totality of 2 tries. But yeah, it's pretty good shooting, you know, pretty decent splits. I would say you don't shoot faster than that in USPSA. Just gonna have to keep practicing. So we're gonna be back here tomorrow and see what we can do. And if you guys have any questions, Google them. No, I'm just kidding. Just reach out. I can try to help with whatever I can try to help. But yeah, this is a very different thing for me. I'm not used to doing this, but it's helpful to verbalize everything and trying to figure out exactly what works and what doesn't. The thumb rest seems to be doing a pretty good job, and out of all of the grips that I've tried, OEM grip seems to be the one that slaps the hardest. This shit is pretty freaking good, for this grip at least. All of the other ones that I've had, they're really good if you're doing side to side or traditional all-encompassing pressure and all that stuff, but this seems to be working pretty good. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.